ready for some spooky Halloween episode 2. Well, let's just start, right? Yeah, I'm reacting to top 10 scary videos that'll make you
Some
breathe
videos are
manually.
so terrifying that you may catch yourself holding your breath.
The fuck's
Number
wrong with that kid?
10, Emergency Landing. Imagine recording a selfie video after an emergency landing in the Pacific Ocean. That's what this pilot did in August of 2019 when two aircrafts were taking part in an aerial photo shoot. The video captures the aftermath of an emergency landing in Half Moon Bay near San Francisco. One of the planes, a single-engine Beechcraft Bonanza, malfunctioned, losing power. Video footage from above caught the landing, which was an admirably safe one, according to the pilot that managed to stay in the air. The downed pilot, David Leash, and his passenger both survived after Leash set the plane down nicely in the water. Leash then captured the aftermath of the incident on video while standing abroad the wing of the plane and later hanging onto pieces of floating items
Well, I'm
like
wondering
seat
what the
cushions and
fuck they
window
were
shades
thinking.
to help the pair tread water until rescuers arrived. The plane can be seen in
It
the
was not
video
their
going
fault,
bottoms up,
but
sinking nose first into the ocean. The pair, in fairly good spirits all things considered, managed their best to stay afloat, although David notes the water is quite cold.
Water's a little bit cold, but we're alright. I set it down.
they're a little bit cold. It's very cold.
No, we're good. Did everything right?
Thankfully, overhead, his fellow pilots sent mayday calls to the Coast Guard, alerting them to the incident. Still, the pair were risking hypothermia in cold water for around 40 minutes by the time a Coast Guard helicopter that was on a training mission arrived. David continued filming as they were being airlifted out of there. Although they certainly were lucky, they didn't make it out pain-free. While waiting, they'd been repeatedly stung by jellyfish.
Alright, with jellyfish, they should be dead. I don't know what type of jellyfish I don't know what type of jellyfish they came across, but they definitely, if they got stung by jellyfish, well then you'll probably be dead. But you know what? I'll just let this slide.
Number
Bye.
9, Claustrophobic Hole. Published to YouTube in December of 2019, Brandon Gross writes, "My friend Danielle took me into one of the craziest caves I've ever seen. I'm very bad with tight spaces and decided to face my fears. Would he live to regret it?"
Oh wait, hold on. Did he get stuck?
The footage follows the pair squeezing into a tight slot. Holding onto a rope, they descend into what can only be a claustrophobic nightmare. As the underground cave gets tighter and more suffocating by the minute, the cave widens and narrows, but at one
What the hell is all that weird shit on there?
point, Brandon notes that the space into which he intends to squeeze is only as wide as the length of his foot. Slithering through the caves, they finally reach
How
the
big is
bottom
this man's
cavern.
foot?
When they start to continue exploring the claustrophobic corners, Brandon experiences a brief panic attack but continues on. Seeing his friend Danielle wriggle ahead as she navigates further restrictive spaces would make anyone squirm, and squirm Brandon does, but he
I am
manages
curious
to
what
make
the
his way
hell
back
they
to
were-
the light.
the hell they
When
were
at
thinking.
last Brandon squeezes his way out of the hole, he celebrates being free from that claustrophobic
There's one that would be-
nightmare.
I don't know what
Number
the fuck
8,
happens
Waterlogged.
when you get
Are
when you
heading
have
out to a
claustrophobia.
seaside restaurant
or some
tonight
shit.
you might want to reconsider. Published to YouTube by Ed Hadd in March of 2014. They wrote, "Jill Freeland, the artist and videographer, was having breakfast this morning at Moby Dick's with her family and got a little more sea salt than was on the menu." The footage shows the restaurant overlooking a stormy gray sea. While the customers await their meal, they helplessly watch as the waves take on a life of their own. They probably think they're safe inside, but boy are they wrong.
I am curious what the hell happened. Oh shit!
Time to go.
The water crashes against the window and glass shatters as the spectators scream. Someone calmly says, "Time to go," and the customers are told to leave the restaurant, which they do without argument. It appears that no one
Yes,
was hurt
do
in
not
the
argue
incident.
against
They
that.
certainly saw firsthand how indifferent Mother Nature is to brunch. Number 7. help me. Baby monitors sometimes capture that which we don't even know is
Oh,
real. This
shit.
creepy clip was posted to r/ghosts by Zealous Ideal Call 53. It shows a monitor placed in a child's bedroom. The baby is playing while her guardian appears to be on her phone. All is normal until you turn up the sound. A growl of a voice snarls "help me" 3 times in a row at the beginning of the video. Neither the baby nor the young woman in the video
Don't
appears to
just
hear
do
the
it.
voice.
Oh, what the fuck?
Is it crossed wires with a nearby baby monitor? Did someone hack the monitor's sound? Or is it an EVP capturing someone beyond crying out for help? The Redditor explains in the comments
Yeah,
that this isn't the
definitely think
only
it's
strange
someone
occurrence in
who
their
hacked
house,
it.
and that paranormal events
Yeah,
have
yeah, they should be
regularly
very
been
worried
happening
now
since
because
she was
they may
pregnant.
have
The
child
Redditor writes,
there's child endangerment here because one, there's a ghost in that fucking house, and I don't even know what child endangerment is supposed to be. But you know, get along with the video.
We've had another incident with her nanny cam and seeing a black shadow near her, an orb, and her suddenly waking up screaming. I've had issues in my own room with the feeling of someone watching me, breathing on my neck, severe night terrors,
Oh,
and
what
missing
the fuck?
items that suddenly return. Does this give more credence to the presence of a paranormal entity? My answer is yes.
Shit.
Number 6. Cork Crowbar Lurker. Better safe than sorry. This video proves that saying couldn't be more true. A mother in Cork, Ireland was threatened via letter by a former work colleague. In fact, he was watching her, and CCTV footage caught her terrifying ordeal on camera after someone had painted her car tires pink and put X's and O's on the car's windows, as well as the message,
What the hell?
"I
What the
win."
hell's wrong with that guy?
Homeowner Una Ring installed a CCTV camera outside her home. It captured her work colleague posting a
Creep.
menacing letter to the windshield of her car. What it said was so disturbing I can't say it here. Thankfully, a civilian
shit, was
police
it-
force known
it's
as
that
Guardians of the
disturbing.
Peace of Ireland were made aware of the lurker's threats and were surveilling Una's home. What followed was the lurker's escalation. He came around Una's with a crowbar in hand and was caught on camera approaching her property.
What
He
the
was also
hell?
discovered to be in possession of rope and duct tape. The suspect was confronted by the protectors and was taken into custody. Una says she owes her life to them. The creep was given 5
Ah,
years behind
damn
bars
it.
for his actions. Number 5. Phantom Theater. When performing at the
Phantom
theater, more
Theater.
often
There's
than
shit, I
not,
don't
you
know.
hope
Phan-
to
Phantom
entertain,
Theater.
but some audience are not very lively. Originally published by YouTuber Phil Koch, this footage shows a paranormal
Oh,
investigation while exploring a
Oh,
haunted
hold on.
theater.
What the fuck's that white shit there?
Phil kicks back in his theater seat, sitting alone in the dark room. A wide shot shows no one in the aisle behind Phil. The row is entirely empty. Little does he know he's in for more than a show. Watch the seat to his left behind him. While sitting there staring forward,
fuck?
the seat shudders back and forth, as if someone pushed it down to sit but then decided against it. Although he couldn't have seen the movement, the sound sends Phil fleeing the scene, likely without any desire for an encore.
Oh shit.
Perhaps this entire theater is reserved for the passed on, and he and his paranormal team disturbed a packed house. But another investigation by Phil
Oh,
is gaining
shit.
much traction in the Spanish-speaking community. While
my people
investigating, this
Spanish,
door
my people,
opens
yeah.
right in front of him, and
What the fuck?
people are claiming to see this
Oh
figure.
shit, is that La Llorona?
We'll take a look.
I'm
In
skipping.
2019, this clip shows a young man in a prison cell, no context
What the-
given. He speaks to the camera and, in the midst of his monologue, he gives a strange, otherworldly shriek like a velociraptor.
Todo en nombre del diablo y yo cuando lo agarre manga yo lo voy a matar.
What the fuck?
Why? Well, YouTubers have a wealth of hypotheses. For example, Lord Woody thinks that the man is sucking the soul out of the cameraman. I just know if I were in this situation, I'd be getting the heck out of there.
Yes, definitely get out of there.
Number 3, being followed. Do you feel like someone's pursuing you? Then you should probably trust your gut. Published YouTube
Yeah, and get
by
the fuck
Uppy
out.
Yamaha in February of 2019. This video follows a motorcyclist minding his own business on the open road. Wearing a GoPro, he manages to capture a white truck in front of him. Nothing out of the ordinary. Ahead, the truck pulls over to the side of the road. This too appears innocent enough, but after passing the white truck and later taking a turn onto a side street, seeing the truck continue along, you probably wouldn't expect what
Sorry
comes
about that, sorry
next.
guys.
The biker returns to the main road,
very bad
and the
sneeze,
same
'cause I have
white truck
allergies.
now a ways ahead pulls over again.
But what the
letting
fuck?
him
I
pass
mean,
a
I don't
second
understand what the
time.
fuck's wrong
The
with
biker
these.
starts to wonder
That
what's
wrong
going
with the guy
on.
that just followed
Even
a
more
random
worrisome,
fucker?
he thinks the truck
Yeah,
is
I mean,
following
you're probably
him.
not a fucker,
He
right?
suspects
I'm
the
sorry.
driver might be trying to record his license plate to report him for something, although he says he hasn't done anything to report. He again pulls over at an intersection and attempts to wait out the suspect, who has stopped as well. The biker says the man in the truck is attempting to wave him on.
Just
After
I don't
a
know
brief
what the hell's wrong
face-off,
with
the
that
biker
guy.
turns to the left, noting the guy's plate number and saying he was taking pictures of him. While the video doesn't come to any concrete conclusion about what the white truck wanted,
shit.
the biker suspects that he's dealt with the same man before. Some in the comments think it's probably just some angry boomer who's mad about how
Angry
loud the
boomer.
bike is. Others advise that if this happens again, to pull into a fire station, as they most certainly will help someone being followed. A cautionary tale if there ever was one. For all we know, this lurker could have had even more sinister motives. Number 2, paranormal motorcycle.
Alright,
Lurks in your
paranormal
alley in the
motorcycle,
middle
not
of the
good. No
night.
bueno.
This video may surprise you. Published to YouTube by Taslock in March of 2021. The security footage was recorded on the 30th of December 2020 at around 4 in the morning. An empty road with a few motorcycles and bicycles parked along each side, still in the darkness, at least for the moment. Suddenly, someone invisible decides to take this bike out for a spin. The motorcycle abruptly pulls out into the road, turning in place. At one point,
the
it
hell?
slows in its turning, then jerks forward and continues in its path before falling over on the side in the middle of the road. Could this just be something mechanical malfunctioning
What
in
the
the
hell?
bike? Or did a ghost realize he didn't have enough momentum mid-launch? I've got a challenge for you. Since you've made it this far, why not like this video and hit the empty house in the middle of nowhere?
What the fuck's that
It's
shit?
gotta be abandoned, right? Posted to r/ghosts
What the
by
fuck's there?
Lead Excuse 1640. This video reminds every paranormal explorer to be always on their guard. The Redditor is driving down a dirt road at night in what appears to be the boonies with no lights around apart from a faint, distant glow, and yet in the middle of nowhere they come
What
upon a
the
rundown
fuck?
white house. It's dark and clearly abandoned, or so you think, as
This
the
shit-
Redditor
oh
drives
my
slowly past, shining a flashlight onto the house. He spotlights its empty and broken windows, nothing else. That is, until he zooms in on a center window.
Who the
Here
fuck's
appears a
that?
white-hooded figure
What the
without
fuck? Who
discernible
the fuck's
features.
that?
The realization of what they're seeing scares them
At this
enough
point,
to
just
drop
drive
their
out.
camera
Like,
and
don't
drive
even care.
away.
Just don't
Many
even bother
Redditors in the
looking
comments
back.
believe the figure is a squatter rather
Don't
than
even
a
bother
ghost.
looking
This
at it.
sighting at an assumedly abandoned house would be unsettling regardless. The Redditor writes in the comments, I've been in the house once and it's like the people living there just up and left clothes in closets, dishes in the sink, toys on the floor. It was wild. I got halfway
everything
down
was
the
just
hallway
there.
and something that felt like pure evil came over me and I ran back out.
That's not
He also
good.
shares some still photos with varying exposures that he took from the clip. What do you see in the Rorschach ink blot? This is only a test. If you're trying to fall asleep, watch some.
Yeah, I just skipped that shit because I'm terrified. Now, if you guys love this video, like and subscribe, and goodbye.